that's how it works. We're back. We're going to Inferno. That's map 3. That's a map that we said could be a toss-up between the two teams. They will knife for sides on this one. CT side, a little bit more coveted than what we've seen over the last 2 maps.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, definitely a difficult map to approach is T side. It's one of the ones you need complete map control. Executions need to be on point. You need to make sure you're going frag for frag with each other. Something both of these teams I've seen that they can struggle with in certain situations. Obviously, Kinguin relying very heavily on their aim on Dust 2 and didn't seem to translate so well onto their T side of Cash. Although they were making some good picks and getting onto the bomb sides, some of the rounds they got completely locked out of when they're losing the first pick, for example, and then they didn't really seem to know what to do. Same thing can be said about HellRaisers as well. They're one of those teams that if they get shut down quite early onto the round, they look a little bit lost sometimes going into some of the bomb sites. But this is why Inferno is quite an interesting pick for both of them. So I think we'll see a lot of aggressive play, especially from the CT sides, pushing down Banana perhaps, getting the AWP players into interesting positions, maybe in the end of apartments and stuff like that. But yeah, this one's going to be quite explosive. What a good map to finish it on.
It is a great map to finish it on. Again, though, money economy is going to be so important, and we saw HellRaisers struggle with that in game 1.
They were better though on
much better on Cash.
They actually looked towards the future. They weren't force buying at every single opportunity, which is something I criticise them at for the Take TV event. But they actually this time were making sure they went into the first gun rounds with AWPs and utility as well. So that's something they've definitely bounced back from and are learning from. So hopefully they can translate that into this game. Like you said, we will have the knife round going into this one. So that's actually pretty important considering how we know these teams may struggle a little bit on T-side Inferno. Whoever gets CT first will probably be very thankful for that.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this map be fairly important and substantial in series throughout the week that we've casted, and I think if we look at the history of it, I think I want to say the CT side won it every single time. I can't remember last night. That's the only one I can't remember.
It's all a blur to me now.
It is a blur.
We don't know about
this will be our 10th map in 24 hours.
Wow.
It's remarkable. I'm going to be curious to see again, though, Michael versus Mo, because now Mo has the CT side, which is more stationary. He doesn't have to look for the peaks as aggressively. And Michael, this is one of the hardest T-side maps to op because you're late to every choke point and you can't force it. There's just so much ability to be able to deploy smoke and control. I mean, you've got to basically fight into Banana just to get there with the op. And you've got 2 really strong choke points on the way through as well.
The great CT teams, they're defined by the utility on this map. If they can get a decent bankroll and have smokes and incendiaries to play with, that's how you define how good you are as a CT side. If you can lock the terrorist side out for as long as possible, and when the time they actually execute, you still have an incendiary to drop on them as well, that's how you know you've played the round perfectly. So it's all about trying to work out where the T's are going for, whether it's worth you spending a smoke grenade on their aggressive play when they're trying to find a pick on you. And that's something VP do very well, actually, on this map especially. They're really good at locking teams out and stifling the T's until the moment it comes to about 20 seconds. They're forced to rush through the smokes and have nothing left to do. But this should be starting very soon. As we said, the knife round will be instrumental here to see who will be starting.
And we're waiting for, we do see Legia in the server for those of you who saw him pop up in the overlay. He's coach right now for Kinguin. He's the new coach. Was with Nihilum for a little while, but Nihilum's no longer with CS, so that naturally fell apart. But just to clarify, we're waiting on Rain. Legia's not stepping in.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. We saw a DreamHack Valencia that Kinguin is saying that.
Delito.
Yeah, so they were saying their in-game leader was actually their coach at that stage. They think that's a new way to play CS. And maybe that's the replacement they're going for with Legia. He's going to be calling the strats, doing all the calls, and just allowing his players to run around and cause havocs. In my opinion, it's a difficult one to approach. It's without having the player inside the game and having the same game sense as you guys and not having the feeling of the map. I think that doesn't work as effectively. But
there was a thought process from someone that I work with at ESCA in terms of producing who said, Holden said, if you could give a coach a 6th computer, in online matches, that's exactly what's happening.
Sure.
So coaching here, he's actually in the server. It gives him more of a feel for it.
Yeah.
Doesn't give him quite the same emotional attachment or adrenaline that builds up when you're actually playing. But if you could put a 6th computer at LAN and let them have the same thing, it might be interesting to see how coaches
that actually makes more online. It makes more sense. But at a LAN, when you can just hear the team speak of the players, I think you struggle a little bit to actually get all the nuances that happen on the round.
Well, that knife's over, and Kinguin have picked up the CT side, so this could be a very important start for them. Again, winner of this map, move on. Loser, bye-bye. Hashtag peace out. Hashtag good riddance. Hashtag it's over.
Are these real hashtags or?
Hashtag I'm making up hashtags.
Okay. Understood.
Hashtags are awesome. Hashtag PGL Esport. That one's real.
That's a real one. You should. That's the only one you should use out of all of those. Please do not use the other ones.
You never know what you find on the internet when you use random hashtags.
Well, here we go then.
Hashtag random.
Kinguin. Hashtag Kinguin.
Hashtag Kinguin.
going into the CT side, like we said, it's going to be quite important considering the lineups we've got here. Let's see this one goes down. I wouldn't be surprised if CT's actually pushed down somewhere pretty aggressive, try to get that first frag on the board. We know the T's can just lock armor up and shoot somewhere very fast to go. But Kutcher, again, not doing the raid boss. He will take a Tech 9 and smoke, though.
And Dennis has spotted one at the top of the T stairs. Only one, though. Now he's in the window. He'll spot a lot more. In fact, spot bullets that rain in on top of him. Not by rain, but rather Angel onto Dennis as Doja pushes a little bit forward. As a result of that kill, though, an instant deployment of a grenade, smoke grenade at that, at the top of middle. And they've also been able to rotate over their second player from A because of the banana control they've been given. That's Rain, who's all the way down at the mouth of the banana. And it's Scream that's going to shut it down again. Man, oh man, what a shot from him too, in fact. And it's Michaelele over the edge of the balcony. Things turning back. What a shot again. All headshots on those 4 kills, the 5th one remaining. And if he picks up a headshot on this, it would just be fitting to close the round. You need to be careful not to overlap. And Scream will get the hat trick. Great start from him.
That was really weird. After getting the first pick, they've got the advantage there, and they didn't really feel out the map whatsoever. They didn't even find out where the CTs may be playing. Just opted to go straight out the apartments, run straight into a crossfire. And when you run into the bullets of Scream, you haven't got much chance of actually taking him down. So he got 2 quick headshots there. They could have taken him much slower. Wrapped around to the bomb site, through Archway, and this even worked out where the CTs are, and then attacked the bomb site having some information. But a little bit silly from HellRaisers, in my opinion, actually throwing that one away, perhaps. But now it's going to be a full-on push from Fox, and the P90s running down middle. It's going to be absolute chaos here. And the T's are also aware. They're actually just sitting right back with their Glocks and not allowing the CTs an entrance.
Michaelele with the first blood, so he and Scream have all 6 kills their team have picked up so far. Not that it really is early enough to make a case for that, but interesting nonetheless, as Scream now is going to be the one to push forward, and he's still going to be the guys with all the kills. Finally, Fox wants to get in on the action. He'll take back one on Doja, and it leaves Rain the last left, pushing down mid. He needs to be careful. Mo just let him go right by. So what is Mo intending to do right now?
There's not really much he can do with no bomb there, and a Glock in hand. He will get swept under the carpet pretty quickly, and that's going to be the second round in favor of Team Kinguin. And this is actually kind of interesting, though. Look at the buy from HellRaisers. You don't see this very often, especially when they don't get the bomb down. They actually did a full eco last round and opted for the Galil armor this round. I actually like this quite a lot. After they've seen the buy of the CTs, they saw there was a lot of SMGs there, P90s, MP9s, for example, and now they may have the advantage going into this one. They won't have much to play with in terms of the grenades, but the pure advantage they have with the rifles, this could be great for them.
Good nade, and look at the aggression. Kinguin taking the fight. Need to be careful, though, Scream, because he's put his attention all middle. There was still a player on the mid T stairs. I'm surprised they didn't get punished for that. They are going to get punished for the aggression, no less, though. And Scream's still in the open. Needs to be desperately careful here, as he will pick up 2 more kills to add to his total. Great start, but still the round is even. SMGs left. That's it for the CTs. They've picked up the Galils and kept them right now on HellRaiser's side. This early buy paying dividends. Fox is going to wait and B just to be sure they can't push back down Banana. And he does still have yet another smoke as well as a Molotov, so they won't need to rotate over or at least get in a closer position to do so just yet. They'll leave a player at Library. That's going to be Michaelele.
Not much he can do there. He's going to have to get the info, and fullback's not really much he can bring to the party with a P90 in hand. Just getting that call off, maybe flash him and go for a little face now. But
Dennis is going to hear this, though, because they've run off that, so he should hear them going back down mid. That should be the call for Michaelele to rotate. He hasn't yet, now does. He'll meet them just as they enter at this point. But that initial smoke could slow them enough to make it actually more probable for him and actually get him deep inside the site. Fox needing to be careful. Flames extinguished, Molotov gone out. And it is going to be still Angel, though, with that opening kill. Dennis is fast on the rotation point, so there's a chance that he can catch them off guard. What a reaction shot from Angel, though, to turn back immediately to his left. And Michaelele can do nothing. So very good from HellRaisers to recover into that round.
I actually really liked that play from HellRaisers. It was really clever. I think Kinguin maybe got a little bit ahead of themselves so that I rushed down in the second round. They thought they had another free round and could do what they like and show off a little bit. As soon as they met the Gills, though, and it came down to a 3-on-3, they realised they were on the back foot completely there. Makalele in the library area of the MP7, as soon as they spotted him, they knew he couldn't face for more information and went back to Banana, got the opening frag, and that's a really good entrance back into the game from HellRaisers. But Kinguin do reply with a force buy of their own, and that's going to be kind of interesting. They haven't got head armor, and they know they're against Galils as well. Maybe this is a pretty questionable buy from them, but let's see how it goes down.
Shots will rattle through the edge of the car, but to no avail. They have done decent damage onto Fox. He is a B player. Bombs way back toward T-stairs as they set up a forward crossfire on the A site. Makalele at the arch corner. Dennis inside the site watching to make sure that if they do push down the lane on Moto, or rather, excuse me, on Truck, he'll be able to cover off the balcony. This brings Rain back to pit. So originally Rain was pushed up. Already a slight adjustment being made as time ticks away. Still not yet a factor as there's 50 seconds, lots of availability. And Makalele is going to fall now as well. So things go passive for the CTs. But HellRaisers go slightly more aggressive. They'll take a bit of map control as they peek out from Boiler and realize that they've got the space to do it, and Mo's going to take down Makalele. So not only that, they've wrapped on Arch side. They're coming around quickly. Rain needs to be careful in the pit. First kill. He's on top of the statue, so he's very exposed, but manages to pick up both on Truck. If they're aware, and if they've made the right call, they can turn the attention back over to the inside of the site. But with Dennis having also gone down, it means that they have to wait this out and be the retake. And this is why, case in point, why Pit is so important to hold on to in these situations, because look at the menace Rain has become. 3 and 4 in the round, all from Pit. It's definitely the most dominant spot.
He's been playing phenomenal tonight. Another 4 frags on the board for him. All from the pit as well. The bomb goes down, but he didn't panic. Waited for his team to come into him, and they had some great synergy there. He was getting, the teammates were getting tags into him, and he was just cleaning up. 4 kills, defuses the bomb as well, and that resets the money for HellRaisers. Getting the bomb down, they get an $800 bonus, but they can't really justify force buying this one, in my opinion. Well, actually, maybe they can. They're going straight for it. They're going to answer straight back with Galils, Tech 9s, and not really much in terms of grenades to play with. Maybe this wouldn't have been the right call, in my opinion, but maybe they have a little execute they can do with this and try and get a bomb down.
They've learned from the North Americans, perhaps.
I wouldn't have forced this one. I just said, let's just make sure we can try and get some kills. A Tech 9 round would have been fine.
And so far, only one round to work with on this T side. Kinguin with a real chance for a free kick here, picking up this one and a potential eco, a definite eco, I should say, coming against them, pending bomb plant. As Makalele will fall back yet again and already being pursued, losing a little bit of HP on the repeat. So as a result, the bounce flash. But the bounce flash finding no one means that his utilities have already been expended. But Archer's expense report is too deep. His mother will not reimburse. They're going to have to wait now to see what HellRaisers do. As Fox is going to look down Banana. They've gone passive on Banana as of late as well. We saw them get really aggressive in the first couple of rounds, but that sense changed. Late smoke, that covers off, lets Fox sit dry, but they are going to have to keep the tension here because, as we can see, as X-Rays tells all, we're the angels in the sky with the vision over everything. They are coming in toward B, and Fox has a response. Does he, though? Because he's flashed his teammates. Still, though, Scream is able to pick up a kill on the adjacent position as Fox now comes into Adren. And Kinguin finding the frags required 25 seconds, ample opportunity to pick up the bomb and get it down. In fact, that's exactly what Doja has already done. And in fact, they're going to go further than that because Angel, he's come back into Fox. So they'll be able to get post-plant positions. The split's coming through, but they've still got to deal with the fact Doja is inside Banana. So even if they find the entry kills, it's not clean and dusted because that bomb is planted in such a great position to cover off from so many different angles. And there it is. HellRaisers, the force buy pays off.
Absolutely. As soon as they get into that B-bomb site, got those first 2 kills. When the bomb goes down, it was so difficult for Kinguin to get it back into that round. So very back and forth gameplay so far. We can see first 2 rounds went in favor of Kinguin, then HellRaisers answered back, and now it's just a force buy game. It looks like Kinguin won't be able to justify it this time. Surely not. Surely they won't force buy that. I don't think they will. So they'll be looking into the next round. But this is quite clever from Mo. He picks up a Mac 10 just to work out what the CTs will be doing this time. He gives them information as to where the stacks may be. He can commit to bomb sites without giving too much away. So this is quite cool. We'll probably be taking things a little bit slower.
Molotov, check corners. As I mentioned, Kinguin with a potential chance to free kick. It's HellRaisers who have pulled themselves back because now look at the weaponry that's pulled out for the CTs. There isn't much.
And they haven't really stacked anywhere either as well. It seems like a pretty normal setup for them. You can see Rain is pretty close with Makaleli joining him as well. It's not really much of a crossfire with the silent USPs. Maybe they can make something work. As we said, though, Scream takes down Angel. Amazing 1 dig right there, and Angel goes down. It's a 5 and 4 in favor of Kinguin on their eco.
Back they go down Banana. Not wanting to overextend, having lost one already. And potentially more. Good push by Rain. He gets back across just barely, 30 HP, but that lets him cover off the top of middle. They've gone passive elsewhere, though, but Scream is now going to use the Deagle on Kutcher. Things are falling apart quickly as we go from one force buy to a full eco, pending a few pistol buys, mind you, but we'll call it an eco no less.
It really
and
is.
Things are looking good.
That's about it. It's 1 Deagle.
And in they go. Mo's already been tagged up just a little bit down to 61, so another chance to strike here for Team Kinguin. The bomb's getting closer into position, but 14 seconds. They've got to go for the Scream's got the other kill, and they don't even get anyone. All 5 stay alive on Kinguin's eco.
That's crazy. How is Scream allowed to get 3 Deagle headshots
Because
on a
it's
runner?
Scream.
But the fact that they're walking into Banana, I saw the first kill there. He's just like making his way in. There's absolutely no reason for that. If you've worked out the Rico there, you're not trying to make picks. You're just trying to choose a bomb site and go frag for frag and make sure you're using the buddy system. So if one of your teammates goes down, you've got someone there to take it right back. Allowing Scream to get those 3 kills there is pretty disappointing. And a round that's going to come back and haunt HellRaisers, I feel, as that pushes them onto another force by themselves. Tech 9s and AK-47s. This is really back and forth there.
Nade comes in. That does do damage onto Fox because he was already tagged up from the AK before that, but the response is even stronger from Kinguin now. So it's left to Mo and Adren. Adren going to work up Banana. They recovered one of those AKs. Map 3 already starting off to be quite intense because there is a lot to play for as Scream now staring down in the doorway. Both of these teams have a good chance to do well in the groups as well, although, mind you, the group they're going into is fairly stacked up, but you could say the same about the other. It's a dead heat battle at the top of the European division right now. Scream again on the entry is going to close off Adrem with a nice shot directly into the forehead as we hear that helmet snap back twice on the shots from the M4. And Scream looking to close it. Go back to the trusty old Deagle. Eventually does go down, so not often that his accuracy lets him down, but it does there. 9 HP left for Mo. 1 versus 3, and yeah, forget it. Makaleli eventually comes to the crime scene and commits another felony.
Another 3 kills on the board for Scream as well. So having 3 Deagle kills before, he now cleans up the force buy from HellRaisers. And just as I've been complimenting them all night on their force buy discipline, somehow now they're coming back with a lot of them. And one has worked out for them, but it looks like Team Kinguin will be able to build up some momentum now. 5-2, potentially 6-2. We can see the buy from HellRaisers is just going to be 3 P250s and some Glocks. And not really much you can do with this with no grenades either. So as long as Kinguin play disciplined and passive, they should be absolutely fine here. They don't need to push whatsoever. As soon as they establish what's going on, just fall back and hold the bomb sites.
And established already has Rain taken down Doja. He will fall back through a little bit of fire, but as it's from his teammate, doesn't do a substantial amount of damage. They're still going to push forward on this apartment, so Rain's got to be careful of it. Spotting up Mo. Nearly caught in the air. If there was a reaction shot quick enough, it could have done damage, but Scream will get 2 more. 2 more to his total. What is he at right now? 17. He's at 17, sick. And the next best is at 9. This is an insane performance from Scream.
That's amazing. 9 rounds in, you're at 17 kills. That's pretty huge. So, yeah, really impressive stuff from him. And it looks like now we've got another buy from HellRaisers. 5 AKs on the board and armor as well. They have got enough for tactical execution if they so wish. But they haven't shown that much presence yet. And there we go. Adren actually getting some heavy banana control to start it around. This is quite good. They need to force the CTs back and get some control and start making them guess now and stop allowing them to have so much freedom. But that's not going to do it.
That's not exactly how it's done at all. No. And he got segregated from his teammates simply by the fact that there was fire already deployed. They'll double that up now, extend the duration, and overlaps by about 2 seconds. So a total of about 12, not 14, but it's still long enough to allow Fox to repeak on Kutcher. And that leaves Angel a little bit sad, lonely, confused, wondering what the purpose of life really was as he heads back to pick up the bomb. The birds sing a song in the background of merriment to enjoy the defensive advantage right now.
Well, I'm enjoying it.
It's a mockery as well as they sing toward Doja, who's looking to try and come out of empowerment.
We saw HellRaisers win these rounds on cash. Getting out 3 on 5, it wasn't a problem for them, although Inferno is a completely different kettle of fish here. They've got Dosia in the apartments. He needs to make a frag right now, and we can see CT's waiting for them in the middle. It's going to be Rain.
That was well taken by Mo as he continued to check the angle further and further, and now it's going to be traded by Dennis, but only against Angel, so Mo picks up a double. Still has bomb. Does he end up getting this down? He's got a smoke grenade that he can throw out. He's not even going to use that. And Doja in the pit has the ability to cover off with such a strong angle. The retake as another smoke now gets deployed. That's why he saved it, to put it in front of Library. And that'll slow everything. And now Fire to do the same. Scream, it's a beautiful shot over the front of the truck, though. Doja goes down, and it's left to Mo. A hat trick for him. He could make this the ace if he closes out the round, then it would be absolutely incredible. But it's not going to happen. Michael enters from apartments. And Michael entry could have been prohibited by the fact that they still have hit, but Scream's kill was absolutely on point.
Yeah, so a round that HellRaisers had a potential to win. Getting the bomb down and making it a 2-on-1 at the end was actually pretty impressive for them, considering it was a 5-on-3 to go in. But again, that was another force buy for them. Essentially, they haven't had full buys here. It's going to be the same case again, and now they're going in with literally no utility whatsoever. All the players going to have 3 sets of armor, AKs, and there's going to be Mo and Dosia going to have smoke grenades, but very difficult to take down teams like Kinguin, who are very big on the fragging and can lock you out with their incendiaries and their smoke grenades. You've got a massive mountain decline there, and you have to do something very fast and surprising to even have a chance of getting into one of the choke points on the map.
Doubled up position right now, as we can see. So they give up apartments a little bit early on, but they'll fall back now accordingly, and the timing couldn't be better because Adren's just walking down the hallway. And see that smoke come over. Rain's got his grenade in hand, and thankfully Dennis is there. Good hat trick from him. All 3 down. He's still alive with 13, and the bomb's on the back of the truck, so Rain will make the call. Teammates will rotate. Secondary smoke on Doja, making the entrance even less probable. This game came close. Remember, they forced an eco out of Team Kinguin when it was 3-2.
Yep.
But that eco was responsive, and now look at the result. Kinguin's got this by the balls.
That was kind of weird. HellRaisers did a really good smoke from second middle towards the truck area, but the guys bailed out of the apartments before the smoke had even bloomed. I'm not sure whether that's part of the tactic, whether it's supposed to be the surprise factor, but when you come out and then you're all jumping into smoke after that, it seems like it actually worked as a disadvantage for them in the end. But again, looking at how many runs they've lost in a row now, that's going to be their 5th in a row. They can actually justify buying up Tech 9s and armors now because obviously they know they need a full buy on the board. This is absolutely fine considering the loss bonus they have. And Dennis will be facing the second middle there, won't be able to find a man at all. And it's going to be very slow play yet again from HellRaisers. Just seeing what they can do with the map, but the CTs have answered back. Fox is right at the bottom of Banana now, and he is hungry for frags.
The Fire will slow down Fox a little bit further. Scream's going to join, so this is a really aggressive push on Banana. We haven't seen this. They'll extinguish the further Molotov and go back on it. So I'm surprised they don't leave one deeper just to get that full rotation back over to the A site, but so far they aren't convinced there's going to be pressure there from HellRaisers. Michael just waiting it out. Rain still looking again as Adren's worked his way inside the apartments. Angel's still way back toward the top of stairwells. They don't even have much map control at all. As Banana works against them, it gives Rain the encouragement and confidence that he doesn't necessarily have to worry about his teammates over-rotating, giving up too much at mid. Interesting that Michael gone so passive, but still no presence right now from HellRaisers. They've got 2 smokes, the flashes, and they're going to go over right now. The first smoke bouncing off Michael feet is going to come out inside the arch, but leave it to Rain, who's inside pit. And we've already seen on round 4 how much he can do from this position, as Dennis now is going to be the one to step up and contribute. It's Michael coming in. Finally, Dennis will go down, but Rain again still in pit, dropping the bomb. They won't even get a plant out of this. In 10 seconds, they had to do it even if they could.
Yeah, that was actually really nice from Kinguin. We've seen him be so aggressive a lot this half. They saw what was going on. They realized the Tech 9 buy had come in, played very passively, forced HellRaisers into doing an execution. It was quite obvious towards the end. There was 20 seconds left on the clock, and a load of smokes flew in. And the guys knew they didn't have to do it much more than make them force a plant and come onto the bomb site. It's exactly what they did. And now this is where it gets interesting. The HellRaisers, for the first time, actually have a full set and a full equipment buy. And this is when they can actually do something interesting, actually get some banana control, flush some CTs out perhaps, and actually get into the rounds. This is what I was talking about. As soon as they don't know what to do, really, that's when they look a little bit confused.
Well, the confusion continues to set in as they lose 2 men early on. It's Doji and Adren, but here goes Mo through the smoke. He's going to get aggressive, and he's going to catch out Michael. That's taking the piss in the British term, if you will, but it's going to work out. It leaves Dennis in the pit, though, and that flash coming over from his teammate gives him the shot on first. Not only Mo, but also Kutcher, who goes for a repeat, surprisingly. Angel, the last that's left, will come out swinging, though. Takes the fight, and Dennis does drop down as he's hunts for the last stat, but it's going to be Scream to get it. How fitting, because Scream, again, still carrying on forward. Rain stepped up considerably, though.
I like how you're trying to make me feel at home here, using some little phrases from Blighty.
Blighty?
Yeah, thanks for that. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I missed the first 2 frags. I didn't see how that went down. How are 2 people dying without a full execution coming in there? They're running through smokes and just hoping for the best, and it doesn't seem like they've got much to do. There's no response. They're not seen to adapting to what the CTs are doing. And right now, the CTs are just holding back, waiting for them to do mistakes, and they just capitalize on them. And again, they will just have so much money to play with here now. How many rounds they lost in a row now? I think that's about the 7th in a row. And it just looks like they won't be getting any more at this stage. It's getting...
I mean, they've got to get bomb downs, too. They haven't had many bomb plants in the last few rounds.
Yeah, absolutely right. It's been 1 in the last 7.
Yeah, which is, it means that this well will eventually dry up. Lost time bonus only does so much. Nade goes into B. Won't do too much damage at all, as again they go passive at that position. So banana control is in the favor of HellRaisers at this point in time, but entry potential not necessarily in play, because Scream and Fox... Remember last night we talked about the crossfire that was easy to smoke off inside B.
Yes.
Tonight that's not happening. We've got both players inside the fountains, so.
Well, that's when it's much better. Like, that's a much more effective use of your time. If you have 1 player in CT spawn, obviously he's going to get smoked off and he has to rotate. Having 2 players on the bomb site, you have the disadvantage where the T's can get through to CT spawn, but ultimately it's the best for the fragging setup.
HellRaisers have been caught so many times tonight in these initial flash peaks, and yet again it works out for Dennis to pick up the first kill. We do see the response smokes come out on Arch. They've also got pit covered off this time, which is interesting, but just as I say that, there's no one directly in pit right now for Kinguin. Mo getting a kill, though, does bode well for HellRaisers' chances. Are they getting that bomb down? I think they are, and in fact, they've won over pit, but the bomb stopped. Michael Lele, that's huge, because now not only do they have the man advantage, but they've prevented them from getting a bomb down. We just talked about how much that'll do for money. Kutcher's going to recover it. Looks like he'll still get it. But they'll still pick up the round, will Kinguin, as before he can even take a step, it's Michael Lele to close out the kill.
At least that was a bit more promising from HellRaisers there. They actually did a proper split on today bomb site. It looked a little bit confusing for Team Kinguin. They're having to look in different areas. They had actually got a player into the pit, took down Rain as well. He's been a dangerous man for them, but as you said, the bomb does go down, but still pretty convincing round from Kinguin. It was a 3-on-1 in the end, and they swept up pretty convincingly, and now it's 11-2. They have so much to play with. HellRaisers, their money, as we say, has been so boosted by this economic boost you get from the round loss bonus. So they should be absolutely fine, but they definitely need the last 2 rounds to have a fighting chance going into the second half.
Fox is still going to wait out in a banana as well. We see Michael Lele playing with Dennis, so it leaves Rain so low on pit side, but obviously he's been sufficient so far there tonight when he's in those situations. Gives them a bit more of options to rotate quicker to B as well. More fire out. Just when Angel looked like he wanted to investigate, and Rain's going to actually get up inside the apartment, so change of play again. Scream now peeking out late, catches Angel off. HellRaisers just don't seem to be prepared for this. Almost, it's seemingly from their side of things, random aggression that they're getting from Kinguin.
Well, this is the thing, and if you haven't got players there with you to actually get the frag back, you're not punishing anyone, so why not keep doing it in terms of Kinguin? But here we go, they're actually making their way into the B bomb site now, finally an execution.
And this is what we talked about last round, they weren't doing. This time they will, so that smoke does force Fox to rotate despite that he's a B player, and now both choke points are smoked off. So HellRaisers have something to work with. Michael Lele, again though, will stop the bomb plant as he puts a Molotov perfectly on top of the barbecue, burning it alive. It's Kutcher to get the last kill, but he's not the one who will laugh last. It's Rain who will. It's 12-2 as we head into round 15.
Yeah, just to touch on that point again, like you said, it's almost random aggression they're doing now. They're so confident in the amount of rounds they have. They can afford just to face, but it's not so random in the fact that they're actually throwing incendiary grenades down first and then facing straight after. They know the T's have to fall back in that situation, so it's quite intelligent, really. And they're just facing the angles. They know they have an advantage in that situation. So getting kills back, and as I say, HellRaisers not responding, they're not playing correctly to get the kills back in sort of a tag team fashion. So that's why Kinguin are capitalizing right now.
Again, some pressure right now being put on as Fox now Scream again, adding more to his stats, and this round looking again to go the favor of Kinguin. The first map was definitely one-sided. The second was played out all the way to the bitter end. We saw 30 rounds. And this one, though not done. Wow, that's interesting. That's just an assassination.
one shot in the back of the head.
Poor old
Put him out of his
JFK
misery.
never saw it coming. It's going to be 13-2 as Rain gets another kill. Rain and Scream have had an absolutely incredible half.
Did you have Rain in your team?
You did. I did not.
I know I did.
I had
just wanna
Scream,
see.
though, so deal with it.
I had Scream as
I
well.
had him as my shot caller.
I had... Who did I have my shot call?
You had someone in the last game. You had
Nex.
Nex.
There we go, 13-2. Obviously, very convincing stuff from Kinguin. And that's the only replies that HellRaisers had was when they did that double eco after the pistol and got the Galils out on the third round instead of waiting for the...
The kill distribution says it all, doesn't it?
Let's have a look.
I mean, 7, 8 the top for Angel versus 24 and 19. If you look at Scream and Rain, that's
Yeah,
just...
you're absolutely right.
That's incredible.
24 kills to Scream.
If not for Fox, everyone on Kinguin had more kills than the players on HellRaisers. I mean, yes, it's one thing when the score is like this, but we also saw earlier on in the evening that the rounds were close enough, even still. Even go back to our Mouse Sports game against Torpedo. We saw in the first map, rounds were close enough.
Exchanges were there at least.
Yeah, exactly. They're not even getting them here at HellRaisers. So Inferno T-side not favorable for them at all, but we'll see if they can respond CT.
Well, definitely a pistol round they need. And it's very difficult to lock in these CT pistols as well, especially if the T's just opt to stick together. But it seems like a little bit of aggression from the CTs. Mo's going to be pushing down, seeing what he can do with this pistol. Has got some teammates with him.
Oh, but he shoots so soon. He's not hitting the shots. Patience is a virtue, and he's just going to sit there and realize, I messed up. And as a result, his life will be gone. Kutcher, though, is making up for lost ground as he gets inside the bedroom. Doja gets back into Michaelele as well, so it's left to a very weakened Rain, although against a very weakened Angel, excuse me. And Rain does have bomb, but he's spotted already, so they'll swarm onto him, and Angel just needs to be careful not to be too predictable if he walks out Boiler and back into the hallway. But Doja is the one that's really going to be the difference maker here. 75 health makes life miserable for Rain. Rain just needs to put this bomb down at this point. Get the plant. Make sure his team gets money a little bit sooner on. And that's exactly what's going to happen. But Doja is not going to be done with this just yet. Again, 75 HP for him. But it's a shot from Rain that's heard around the world. Unfortunately, Angel silences it from the heavens, and it's going to be diffused.
Look how
it
low
will
his
be another
HP is
round.
as well.
I know.
That could have been crazy. That could have been an amazing clutch if he'd have done that. So, like you said, good work to even get the bomb down in that situation. Be interesting to see. I would say wait to get the AKs out. Play the percentages at least. When you've got so many to play with, get the AKs on the first in the next round after this one, and then you're set up and you've got an amazing chance. They've obviously opted for the Tech 9s, armor, full buy this time. They want to take this one home quickly. I wouldn't be calling this. I'd think this would be a very risky call. I'd like to play the percentages.
Oh, I love the little cheeky run boost attempt that was going on, just trolling his teammate more than anything. But it's going to be Doja now inside, but already Screaming Michaelele making this work with pistols. We're on an eco round. They haven't even used that bomb effect to save for guns. They're going full on with the force of Tech 9s. And may the force be with you, because so far they've gotten 2 kills.
This is where it gets really difficult for the CTs now. Obviously, when you've only got 3 people remaining against 4, you need to either try and find a frag very quickly, you need to push a position, or you need to spread very thinly and hope your players step up and the execute comes.
And they haven't spread thinly. They've actually stacked up A initially. They brought Angel all the way over, so they gave up B for free. He's gone back since, but he's not fully back inside the site. And the smokes have come out, which means he now has to rotate over to the spools, which naturally should have a smoke arriving on them any second. But look at this flank right now from Doja. Great chance with the MP9, but he misses that initial shot. Michaelele, he's going to hear him coming, but on low HP, nothing he can do, and the smoke never does arrive on the spools. So Angel's able to close out this round. It's left to Scream, and he's only got 13 HP. What could have been right now for Team Kinguin is becoming for Team HellRaisers. As they just wait for the last frag to fall their favor, it will. It's 4 rounds now for them.
This is why I'm saying it's obviously there's always a chance the Tech 9s can work out for you, but I think they'd have had a much stronger assertion going into with the AKs this round. This would have been great now. They could have got some kills with P250 last time and had a really, really good time. But now they got the first 2 frags in the last round and they have to do a full eco here. Obviously not the end of the world. There is a huge bed to play with in terms of the rounds, but it just allows HellRaisers to get some momentum built up now. They should have a pretty easy time, especially when they have those MP9s building up some cash bonus for them.
Cash money millionaires, but Doja again getting aggressive. The MP9, the needle that works like a sewing machine, and it does take the head directly off Fox, stitching up all kinds of corpses. Mutilation indeed, but it is going to be Kutcher that waits for the rest of the kills. M4 rather, more traditional. Interesting that Kinguin still pick up 2 kills despite being down so early, and Doji has gone all the way around the world. sightseeing affair. And, oh, I love it. Scream wants it. Doja's not going to allow it. 2 HP as he gets his escape as the knife did come out from Scream. He's now got time to reload. I think Doja ultimately just wants to stay alive. He's already picked up $1,200 from kills on that MP9 in this round. Never discount Scream's headshot potential. They're not even going to push him.
He wants to die, obviously. Doesn't want to save that gun. He needs to get some money next round. So he'll be jumping out any second. Should be taken care of pretty swiftly. And there it is. 13-5 now. HellRaisers obviously still got a massive mountain to climb. But this is the first gun round. And you can see Kinguin opting for the 5 rifle setup. They will have a relatively decent buy here. But where they forced up, there'll be no Molotovs for them. So actually, interesting enough, though, Mo will be taking the AWP. Where he goes with that, it looks like he's got a decent spawn for middle, going for that aggressive pick. Considering the terrorists don't have an ult to reply with, could be really favourable for him, but he's actually staying passively here. Not going to be committing, so he'll be left alone in middle, just to hold that angle and see what he can do with it.
We haven't seen a lot of op battles this game, so Mo bringing it up. Oh, Adren. The first shot goes the op. Adren's got the crossfire established. HellRaisers looking to take not only the pistol, but the first gun. This could cause some agony for Team Kinguin because they're not out of the woods yet. We already saw the momentum they gained on their CT half. The same could happen for HellRaisers. Michael Lely's going to go search elsewhere. Alternative route. As Angel waits it out with Doja. Additional flash ready. Kinguin searching both sides of the map now, though, as they set up a crossfire at the top of middle, and Fox is going to lob some nade damage toward the site. That does bounce incorrectly. He's got the geometry figured out, but there isn't someone on the receiving end of it, so no damage dealt. And Mo's gone passive with this op, and he may just get the correct angle. A matter of seconds, in fact. It should work in his favor. Smoke goes out, though, so no shot to come in. Does he look for the gap? They're still spamming through it. He just whiffs on the right side. Very nearly getting a shot through blindness, but it is going to be Angel now that's going to come under threat because they're going for the wrap strategy. They've made it into CT spawn, rather, without any response from the players on A because they're so deep inside the site that HellRaisers have to respond. There's a real chance here for Kinguin as Michael gets some flame damage put onto him, but the good crossfire is set up by Angel. One in Emo and the other at New Box, and it is going to work out, or is it? Scream's got it back, and Scream's going to eventually drop down to Doja, and time's expired. They will not get the bomb plant in, and Michael desperate to stay alive because the time's gone and he wants that AK.
Yeah, those first 2 initial picks from HellRaisers really did set the tone for the round. And once Kinguin got into that CT spawn area, there was only about 15 seconds left on the clock as well. So it was a pretty risky play to even try and get in there and flush out the CTs before getting the bomb down. But there we go. They did save 2 guns there. And you can see the T's actually decided to force buy with this. This is getting dangerous for them now. Like, they can get a little bit too carried away and start losing too many rounds and allow the CT economy to grow very strong here.
So Adren will now throw an aid this time, not the Molotov. Still covering off on truck side. No one directly in pit behind. But Kutcher's on the balcony, actually just drops down now, so he will be in the pit after all. As Scream looks to establish a presence inside Boiler. He's got the bomb, interestingly, still being the one to jump up there. Yeah, in fact, at the same time we notice he's made the same conclusion, so he's thrown it back out the window. And he and Dennis can now go lurk the hallways at the same time that Rain and Fox can go lurk on B. But HellRaisers are playing this smart. They're being very passive about it. Again, not necessarily establishing that banana control we talked about, but not giving anything up for free to Team Kinguin.
Yeah, so they're obviously trying to find a pick here with this small wire they have, seeing if they can find any sort of entrance into the round. Scream making some presence in middle, but it seems like they will execute towards the B site. You can see Rain leading the charge here with the AK-47. It's got to be Angel waiting for him as well, though, but they have a player in CT spawn ready with the utility. He's got a Molotov in hand. And he'll be shutting that down. 20 seconds remaining. The next move is their last. They know that. So here it comes. The shutdown is going to come in.
And Doja's already shutting it down, in fact, because Rain's gone. He did get an initial entry with the AK. That's a rifle drop, but picked up by Michael, who's managed to use it to good effect. And now they've got the bomb down. 3 versus 3. Turning around, and they've got armor as well. So there's a real chance. But the flank fails. Adren's caught Scream, and that was their best bet for the element of surprise. Crossfire is set. They've got a player inside Emo. That's Michael, low HP, so one nade correctly thrown, could work out, but they don't have one. That's the bigger problem as Dennis gets inside construction. They're not even going to head that direction. They want to go directly into the site. They're going to spot out at least one. Kutcher's on the chase. Kutcher losing the duel, though, gives them a chance. And how does Mo not spot that Michael there? He doesn't go far enough into the emo, and now it's left to Adren. Team Kinguin pulling it back.
That's a crazy round. We thought that was so tied up. There was 20 seconds left on the clock. They had the man advantage as well. Came into the B bomb site. The Molotovs were chucked at their feet. It seemed like there was way too far gone for them to even have a chance there, but that situation just fell apart for HellRaisers. They went for the fake defuse, and then no one really checked the emo position where Makaleli was, and then he came out, made the first frag, and then there we are then. Team Kinguin get their first round on the board, and that's actually going to be the 5th round, and they
lost all 5 players, though, keep in mind, so they had to force back in, and naturally you would after winning a round because you've got a real chance to break HellRaisers' economy.
But considering they only had 2 rifles last round as well,
exactly,
it doesn't really matter, I guess. They seem to be firing on all cylinders there. Just went into the B bomb side. Nothing too tactical. Just went in, found that first kill, bomb went down, and there it was. 14th round on the board for them. They're a step closer to match point.
So Mo will fall back to the front of Library, in fact, into Moto. Angel's already brought himself back over to this side of the site because they're using smokes to control, and HellRaisers are taking it immediately back, but Dennis is refragged. Now they'll take over pit. Bombs drop, though. That's the problem. But the fire is burning onto Adren. He's forced over to his right. Luckily, Angel will come to the left, and Fox has no response to turn both directions. It's closed away, and the force buy will not pay off.
It was a forced strat as well. I'm not really sure what that was. Just running through the smoke at apartments. They didn't have to do that whatsoever. No men were committed at that stage. 2 of them just coming out, getting mowed down, and it was very simple procedure for the CTs there. And like we said, the money was weak already, and now you can look at them. They've got 4 Glocks here, 1 P250 on Makaleli, and a CZ for Scream, but actually, they're going to be forcing this by the looks of things.
Oh, that's a mistake.
And a stab in the back for an Angel as well. That's kind of interesting. Just giving his teammate a little handicap before going into it.
Yeah, Doja actually did the damage to him.
Yeah.
That's never fun. Not when you're up against the Nico as well, because it could just make things so much harder to deal with, especially when they come in with
This is a really weird
presence.
force buy from Kinguin, right? They've given 3 of their players no money at all. That's going to be Scream, Dennis, and Fox, and leave 2 guys with money. But next round, they can't buy anyway. They're going to get $1,900 next round.
Need a bomb plant.
So, but they've only got 1 flash, so the options to get into a bomb site are very limited.
And already being stopped. Doja doing the damage. He's already sharpened his blade on his teammate's back. That particular teammate's now picked up 2 kills, and adding to the hat trick, finally Scream responds. But HellRaisers are definitely making a case right now. We saw Kinguin come back from being 15-7. HellRaisers are 14-7. They've already started a bit of a comeback. They'll close this one out. And like you said, there's still going to be no money to work with on Team Kinguin.
I don't know what that was about. Really weird buy. If you're going to do that, at least do all 5 players so you actually have some consistency in the economy now. But there you go. You can see 4K is going to be on Michael. But what can they do here? Just take it for eco, lads. Just take it on the chin, and let's concentrate on the gun runs.
And Mo's going to go back to mid, throw that nade down. Very standard play. Does very minor damage, though. That's only on to Rain. And it's a full save this time. Rain, speaking of him, and Scream have brought up P250s, but everyone else is on Glock. No armor, no nades. Or as you said last night, they're on the Glock buy. It's an expensive purchase.
It is.
It's for sale on eBay right now, though.
Yeah? Send me the link after this.
Buy it now. 16,000 rather. But Mo is going to hold this corner, not so successfully. So he's forced back because he's got such a number of opponents on him, but he's still able to line them all up, and Adren's come over to help. So that makes things a little bit easier, but Rain making it interesting again by taking the first shot into Mo, and now he's got a headshot as well into Adren. So Adren runs to hide, lets Kutcher come over to find the last kill. 14-9. We should have guns this time for Kinguin, though.
Should do.
And as well for Michael Lele.
So he gets the AWP. Obviously, they got shut down in the middle last time. Michael has a decent spawn. They know Mo favors that arch area, so maybe we know Michael has a very flashy style. He can probably go out there and challenge him perhaps and try and out-react him. Let's see how that goes down. Mo will be in his traditional area. Well, he won't be going for anything aggressive either. Exactly, holding literally the same angle. And Michael is being very passive as well, just seeing whether he has any sort of confrontation in the middle. But ultimately, the CT's not giving too much away here. You can see Angel is at the top of the car, facing by himself there. If he gets taken down, it's going to be dangerous, but they have got 3 CTs over there. Perhaps this is part of the bait. They're trying to make it seem like there's one person defending it. and force the T's into that sort of area, but let's see how this goes down.
Go down indeed for Scream as throws his flashbang into the pit. Second one now going out off Boiler, so his are gone. Leave it to his teammates to play the support role now, and Scream only needs his accuracy, let's be real here. As Kutcher, Adren, and Mo covering off the A site. Passive hold as well for Doji and Angel back on B. Rain's the only one inside Banana. The rest, they look, they want to go, and Dennis now has control of the top of middle. Or so they think. There is a smoke on either side, which does deter things just a little bit, but Dennis wants to go through that. And as he rounds the corner, it's an excellent first shot to catch Adren, but Mo's responded. And now they'll put up a late smoke inside Banana because they are bringing Michael Lilly back over. It's a potential wrap strap, but the bomb's left behind. Fox needs to act quickly. Doji getting Rain makes the chances better, but Scream's just come around. He's picked the shot. He's hit Angel on the first attempt, but hasn't found the kill just yet. Angel's going for a repeak, and Doji is actually going to be the one to be able to support as he gets the kill all the way from inside B site. And suddenly, what looked good for the terrorist is going to turn into a pinch play, and one player remaining. It's going to be Michael Lele with that op. He's got to run. He's got to save this, but he's already got Doji chasing him down. Turn around now or forever hold your peace. Good shot on the initial exit, and he may just get away, and it's not done yet, though. 1 second left, and now he's in an even more of a problematic situation because if he dies with the time gone, no money, and good for him. He gets out of there.
Yeah, pretty scrappy stuff from Team Kinguin there. Getting that first pick with Dennis as well, you'd thought when you get a pick as T-side in Inferno, you don't have to force this so too badly. It's not like Dust 2 EA to be very fast, get into a position before the rotates happen. The rotations happening actually benefit you as a terrorist. You want to make sure you can peel the CTs apart, make them feel a little bit wary as to what's going on, but they actually just went all in there. And Michael Lady will save an AWP. 14-10 here now, but this is a round they force ball yet again. They have got money to play with. I think the lost burn is probably working. It's 4 in a row for them now, so they should be absolutely fine next round. But Michael Ellie with the AWP, his best bet's going to try and maybe picking Mo in middle, but he gets smoked off here, so he's going to have to wait a little bit longer. As I say that though, their orbs actually could be over towards the B-bomb side.
Which is where Michael Lele will hold it. Letting the round unfold. Most pre-scope, no surprise from Arch. Common spot indeed, but he misses that first shot. Allows Kinguin to push ever so slightly more forward. In fact, they'll get Mo all the way back in front of Library. As a result of that, Adren no longer needs to support on the Arch. He can play the swing position, but swings a little bit too far. As Michael Lele finds that kill, but on the balcony it's Kutcher, and he drops in. He gets taken down because he can't hold that position. Mo recovering, though, is beautifully inside the site. He's not done yet, pulls the op out, not able to hit the no-scope. Second attempt is beautiful. It's 11 now for HellRaisers, and things looking grim for Kinguin.
Well, the thing is their economy management this half has been pretty poor as well. They keep getting themselves into difficult situations. They have won one round, getting into it with the force buy. That's the only round they've actually got. So currently 9-1 on this the terrorist side. And this is looking pretty dangerous to them now. You're absolutely right there. Michael Ellie now, he's going to be on the Tech 9 after having to force buy, well, just keep up his buy from the save of the AWP. But like you say, HellRaisers is in a great position now. They can actually find a bit more momentum here and get themselves in a really good position. They're playing very passively as well. As you say that, though, they've actually pushed down Banana and got some decent control there. No T resistance whatsoever, so they could potentially play one player there as well.
Angels got good position, like you're saying. That's exactly the rotation that they look for. And they've not yet done it. Doja's still at the car. I mean, their holds have been decent on A anyway, so there's no need to overreact. If they've got the confidence in it, they might as well leave it as is. It strengthens the Banana that way. And that Banana, though, could be taken back from them, but as a result of not rotating, this is the outcome. It's going to be 2 kills for Doja. It's down to Michael Lele. It's 2-on-2. The rotation's coming from HellRaisers out of A. Bomb's already there, though. They haven't had a bomb plant in a while either, so Michael Lele with a chance to place this in position, but he needs to do it quickly because the smoke is slowly dissolving. Finally, it goes down. Both players going to come from construction right now on the CT side, so Fox needs to make sure he's close enough to Michael Lele because they'll check this spot. Emo, so common. It worked out last time that Mo didn't peek far enough, but this time the same mistake will not be made. It still goes the way of Michael Lele, and it's going to be Mo, the same player who had the problems last time, to push forward. He'll switch to the AK wisely, or rather M4. As it turns out to be, because that op is not going to be sufficient. And he baits this. Is he going to hold it? He's going to hold it. He's going to hold this all the way through. It's 1 to go, and luckily Fox comes back in 15 now for Kinguin. They've at least forced overtime.
Yep, so now the pressure's released a little bit. They've got 4 rounds to play with. They know they're going to overtime, but they really do want it to close this one out. Their T-side hasn't been great. That's the second round they've got, and it was a little bit forced as well. The only round they got before that, that's the first time they've had the bomb down in about 10 rounds, I think. So pretty... Oh, a pause coming in. Do you think this is a tactical pause from Kinguin?
It's called by Legia, so that is the coach that's called it.
I think this is probably a good idea from them. The T-side's been pretty abysmal so far. They haven't really shown any sort of creativity in terms of their approach to the map. They haven't been getting decent control. They're showing no real pressure to the CTs. The CTs are allowed to play very passively. They're not really being tested at all. They're not being locked out. The crossfires are staying true. So maybe they need to look at their approach a little bit more. A full-on execution, getting banana control and just doing a simple B-take would be pretty advisable for Kinguin in this situation. They can force the CTs back, and as that use their aim once the bomb goes down, that could be great. So that's what my suggestion as coach would be right now, is try and gain some banana control. But you don't need to do it straight away, to get some presence on the map elsewhere first.
So 1 round to go for Kinguin to move on to the next bracket against Mouse Sports. Eliminate HellRaisers from the event, rather the league, if you will. And Mo's going to get aggressive. We haven't seen him take a straight peek off this spawn yet this game. In fact, it's been more passive holds toward the arch side. That time it has no effect. They'll get a boost inside in B, so Doge is going to go up. They've actually got 3 players stacked up here, so a very different approach to what we've seen, and the damage works out in HellRaisers' favor to start things off as Rain goes down to 27. Not to be too concerned. They still have 5 players alive, and they've got full control of Banana. They haven't rotated back anyone toward A yet to go for the scouting because, again, 3 players inside this B site. This is a proper read from HellRaisers. And a good shot, again, to finish out Rain. Now Kinguin sends the scouts. And B has been where most of the chances for Kinguin to convert rounds have come from, so a direct response to that, perhaps, is this stack.
But there's no pressure being applied whatsoever in middle. Do you see how they can just keep 3 players there? Because the guys are playing the A bomb side. They can just call, guys, we'll get any sort of control here from the Ts. We can hold this pretty comfortably. Don't worry about it whatsoever. Keep 3 players there. You've already got one as well, so you're absolutely fine.
But now they've got Dennis that is doing that job. He's going to check the site, still cautious and weary of the fact that this is a little bit too quiet. Does find Kutcher. Now they're forced to pull a rotation. In fact, doubly so because they've gotten down Mo. Bomb's going to come, but it's Angel that's going to meet Dennis and go down as well. Dennis has done a hell of a job for Team Kinguin. In fact, maybe just enough because that bomb will arrive to an empty, completely naked, stripped clean bomb site on A. Doja's gone down Banana. Adren's going to sit back, in fact, waiting a tree, thinking that potentially someone's pushed through CT. But he's got to be quick on this. This is match point. He needs to get swiftly on the retake as they find themselves down despite the early pick. And Scream now takes down Adren. It's all on Doja. This round goes firmly into Dennis's pocket. What a play by him.
And that's going to be it. Sometimes, Matt, you need to roll out the big potatoes, and that's exactly what Dennis did there. 3 huge shots onto the A-bomb site, and that's the only way they're going to get back into it, I think.
That's absolutely incredible.
I see again.
As you always stand when you cast.
Yeah.
Exciting games, no less, but Kinguin will be the team to move forward. HellRaisers, they shall not. They'll join Torpedo as the eliminated team from tonight's action. Again, Mouse Sports already in that final. Winner of that goes into the group with TSM, VP, and Na'Vi.
Great night CS, actually. That last series was really good. I'm glad we got that game. The game we deserve, Matthew, after 10 in 24 hours.
That is 10 maps in 24 hours.
Pretty exciting stuff. It's like LAN mode right now, isn't it? We're just going for it every single day. But it's been fun. I've enjoyed spending time with you.
Thanks, man. I enjoy you, too. So awkward. I mean, again, that's a pretty solid... This CT side for HellRaisers actually almost looked every bit as good as what Kinguin had.
If not better at some points.
Yeah, the crossfires were brilliant.
Yeah, like the key point I was trying to make there, obviously, as soon as I made that point, it all fell apart for them. But they had so much good control at the B-bomb site, and there was no pressure whatsoever towards the mid side. So they just allowed them to do that and kept showing that sort of presence there. And as soon as Dennis... That's all they needed. They needed someone to go absolutely sick. That's the only way they're going to close that out. They didn't seem to have any ideas. He just walked up and somehow found some positioning and obviously got those 3 amazing kills. Don't take anything away from him. That was absolutely sick, but they weren't going to win any other rounds unless someone did something like that. So I think their T-sides need to be looked at. They need to get some more tactical and strategic approaches perhaps and have something to fall back onto when the picks aren't really working for them.
Yeah, because the only T-side that we actually saw that was actually on point tonight was actually on Dust 2 because, again, we saw... It's aimers, right? It's a map that favors the style Kinguin has. When we saw it on Cash, wasn't quite the same at all. In fact, They did make it interesting toward the end of it, but
Yeah.
not enough. And obviously, HellRaisers took that map 16-14. Overall, Kinguin was the better team throughout 3 maps. Obviously, why they won it, but the scores indicated as well.
So that means tomorrow. we have
HellRaisers versus, or rather, excuse me, Mouse Sports versus Team Kinguin.
That'll be a good game, actually.
Should be
That'd
a
be
very
really
good
cool.
game.
Is that going to be a best of 5
That
as well?
is a best of 5.
Nice. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it may not. I assume it's going to be tomorrow, as anticipated on the schedule. The teams were notified of that, but we may not have that confirmed. We will once the time comes. Look at this spam on Vulcan on the right side. Henry, you had 10,000 or 1,000 points. 1009.
Okay, is that good?
I don't know. We'll find out. Let's click and see who you had. Break it down for us.
Okay.
You're in 52 of 60, so I'm assuming it's not that good.
All right, well then. Actually, yeah, that's pretty bad, isn't it?
You tried to defend yourself.
Yeah, I just realised what you said. Okay, so who actually scored big for me? It seemed like Scream did. Scream got 212 points. Was he your point man?
He was my point man. He's going to
Damn, he's going to really clean
Yeah,
up for
I'm
you,
gonna
isn't
have
it?
close to
That's going to be a
260.
ripperoni for me before we even start.
Rain
So-
was solid, too.
Yeah, so Rain got some big points for me, so did Scream. And you can see next was my shot caller. He actually did pretty decently, but the guys that were missing there, Chris J, one of the players I actually banked quite a lot on. He was very expensive. He doesn't do very well whatsoever. He only gets me 81. Going down further, then who else didn't do very well there? We can see Mo.
Oh, wow.
We thought Mo was actually doing okay there.
I'm glad I didn't pick him then.
Yeah, 55 points for him, and that's not going to be great. I think I obviously invested quite heavily in
HellRaisers.
HellRaisers,
And
right.
if this concludes to go in, I've stacked up the 2 teams that won tonight. So if this goes through to the finals as the same teams picked in Vulcan, which they did in the first bracket for North America, so there's a chance they'll do it again tomorrow, I'm going to be in an okay spot. I'm curious to see what I scored, specifically with Scream as my strat caller. That's nuts.
it's going to be big.
Drum roll. Oh, what? I beat you by 1 point?
Wow, okay.
No way. How is it that close?
Because you're not very good.
Oh, okay, it just updated. It went to 1079. I was going to say, how did that not end up being more? Wow, that's actually hilarious. So I beat you even without the last game calculated. How does that feel?
Fine.
Okay.
I'm over it.
Can I see my team? There we go. So, yeah, Scream, 277.5 as the shot caller. Definitely the man to have. And 48 headshots over 3 games.
That's pretty sick.
That's absolutely insane. That's why he's such good fantasy value, because it's 4 points a headshot.
Nothing but headshots.
Gobby didn't do great for me, but everyone else was pretty solid. Kutcher, 105, doesn't matter. They lost. I'm fine with it. I'm still not very high in the league. 1227 is the highest in the league. I'm curious.
Can we click on him?
Yeah, click on spray email. I'm very curious to see. Obviously, he has Scream as shot caller. That has to go without saying. There's no one that's even in contention to beat that score.
Did that do anything?
Yeah, it should click. You should be able to click and see his roster. We're waiting for it. We were told to wait for it. Who else didn't do great? Michael Lele was all right. Dennis was okay. Rain would have been the better choice. So this guy has to have Rain and Scream. Yeah, Scream as shot caller. Rain, 202 for Rain. Yep, absolutely. Doja, not too bad. Nex, also an excellent pickup. This guy had a really good team. This is like the exact team you would want. I think he wins like $225 for winning this pool as well.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
If you want to play Vulcan, head over to Vulcan.com. Use the promo code PGL_Season1. Get out on the action. You can probably beat us because we suck, but Henry, I beat you again.
Yeah, it's 4-1 now, I think.
And it's European, too. That was
Bad,
supposed to be
isn't it?
your redeeming factor.
Yeah, I know. Well, to be fair, tonight, a little bit of an anomaly. Torpedoes.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. All right, I'll let you go. We'll give you another mulligan.
Tomorrow it starts properly. Actually,
Alright.
no, tomorrow I guess it's going to be carried on from yesterday like it was for the other team.
It potentially will be. But that said, we'll take it out from here. We'll see you tomorrow night. Best of 5, Mouse Sports versus Team Kinguin. Winner moves into the league. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be thrilling. We've got 2 very aggressive teams and tons of skill on both. We'll see you then. Scream now is going to be the one to push forward, and he's still going to be the guys with all the kills. Finally, Fox wants to get in on the action. He'll take wrapped on Arch side. They're coming around quickly. Rain needs to be careful in the pit. First kill. He's on top of the statue, so he's very exposed, but manages to pick up both on truck. Rain's got to be careful of it. Spotting up Mo. Nearly caught in the air. If there was a reaction shot quick enough, it could have done damage, but Scream will get 2 more. 2 more to his total. What is he at right now? Finally, Dennis will go down, but Rain again still in pit, dropping the bomb. They won't even get a plant out of this. In 10 seconds, they had to do it, even if they could.
Kinguin are capitalizing right now.
Again, some pressure right now being put on as Fox. Now Scream again, adding more to his stats. And this one, though not done. Wow, that's interesting. That's just an assassination.
One shot in the back of the head.
Poor old
Put him out of his
JFK
misery.
never saw it coming. It's going to be 13-2 as Rain gets another kill. Rain, and as a result, his life will be gone. Kutcher, though, is making up for lost ground as he gets inside the bedroom. Doja gets back Yeah, great chance with the MP9, but he misses that initial shot. Michael, he's going to hear him coming, but on low HP, nothing he can do, and the smoke never does arrive on the spools. So Angel's able to close out this round. It's left to Scream, and he's only got 13 HP.